Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Varachari. Yamuna Tira Varachari. Tia Valachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Stotara Sata Sri Srimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Nitilila Pravishtam Vishnupad Paramahansa Stotara Sata Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming and being part of this today. Oh, wow. So nice, you're so kind. Everybody's beautiful. Everyone's so kind, allowing me to sit up here and display my ignorance and giving me a chance. Thank you. So, we have two verses today, and also this is the disappearance of two prominent acharyas in our line. So I will do my best to fit it all in the next hour. We'll start with the beautiful Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. A reading from Canto 4, Chapter 13, The Descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. Just lost my internet. Let's see what we can do here. This is text 2 and 3. So what we will do is read through. Yeah, please. That would be so nice. Thank you. I will read through text 2, and then we'll read text 3 together responsibly. So, Vidura Uvacha Yete Prachetaso Nama Kashyapatyani Suvrata Kashyan Vavai Prakyataha Kutrava Shatram Asata. Translation. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vidura inquired from Maitreya, O greatly advanced devotee, who were the Prachetas? To which family did they belong? Whose sons were they? And where did they perform the great sacrifices? The great Narada's singing in the previous chapter of the 3 verses in the sacrificial arena of the Prachetas gave another impetus to Vidura to ask further questions. So I'm going to take a moment to discuss what were those 3 verses. It's text 41, 42, and 43 from the previous chapter. The great sage Narada said, simply by the influence of his spiritual advancement and powerful austerity, Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, who was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position, not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantists, or strict followers of the Vedic principles, not to speak of ordinary human beings. So this is a testimony to the size of the position that Dhruva obtained through his austerities and his determination. It was exceptional, and Narada Muni is remarking on this. Text 42, the great sage Narada continued, just see how Dhruva Maharaj, aggrieved at the harsh words of his stepmother, went to the forest at the age of only 5 years. And under my direction, this is Narada speaking, under my direction underwent austerity. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unconquerable, Dhruva Maharaj defeated him with the specific qualifications possessed by the Lord's devotees. So this verse highlights how Dhruva was preeminently qualified to perform this austerity. And he actually obtained the darshan of Lord Vishnu. Then, text 43. Dhruva Maharaj attained an exalted position at the age of only 5 or 6 years after undergoing austerity for 6 months. So he was really young, and it happened quickly. So this is the capability of such a determined, sincere devotee. If we apply ourselves, we are inspired to commit ourselves like Dhruva Maharaj. I'll continue with the translation. Alas, a great Kshatriya cannot achieve such a position even after going austerities for many, many years. So this is 3 ways that Narada Muni is explaining how Dhruva was an exceptional, very rare caliber of devotee. And we are encouraged to move forward as much as possible. We may not be able to perform sadhana like Dhruva, but we do have choices, and we can make progress if we are truly greedy, if we are full of laulyam. So these are the impetus. Hearing these verses was the impetus for Vidura, who's having this conversation with Maitreya on how he wants to know more. And this is the beauty of hearing Krishna Katha. When you listen and you get these amazing realizations and amazing pastimes, it never becomes old, it never becomes stale. We want more and more. And it's a natural hunger that we have, and should be indulged in at every opportunity. So now we have text 3, and this we will read together. Manye Mahabhagavatam. Manye Mahabhagavatam. Naradam Deva Darshanam. Narada Deva Darshanam. Yena Prokta Kriya Yoga. Yena Prokta Kriya Yoga. Paricharya Vidur Hare. Paricharya Vidur Hare. Manye Mahabhagavatam. Naradam Deva Darshanam. Yena Prokta Kriya Yoga. Paricharya Vidur Hare. Please chant. Bhagavatam. Naradam Deva Darshanam. Paricharya Vidur Hare. Manye Mahabhagavatam. Naradam Deva Darshanam. Paricharya Vidur Hare Manye Mahabhagavatam Narada Deva Darshanam Yena Prokta Kriya Yoga Paricharya Vidur Hare Manye Mahabhagavatam Manaradam Deva Darshanam Yena Prokta Kriya Yoga Paricharya Vidur Hare Bhagavatam Bhaktam Naradam Deva Darshanam Yena Prokta Kriya Yoga Paricharya Vidur Hare. Would any of the ladies like to chant? Manye Mahabhagavatam Narada Deva Darshanam Yena Prokta Kriya Yoga Paricharya Vidur Hare. Thank you. Word for word translation. Manye, I think, Mahabhagavatam, the greatest of all devotees. Naradam, the sage Narada. Deva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Darshanam, who met. Yena, by whom. Proktaha, spoken. Kriya Yogaha, devotional service. Paricharya, for rendering service. Vidihi, the procedure. Harehe, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation. And here there's a change of subject matter. Vidura continued, I know that the great sage Narada is the greatest of all devotees. He has compiled the Pancharatrika procedure of devotional service and has directly met the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Let's repeat together. Vidura continued, I know that the great sage Narada is the greatest of all devotees. He has compiled the Pancharatrika procedure of devotional service and has directly met the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada's purport. There are two different ways of approaching the Supreme Lord. One is called Bhagavat Marg, or the way of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the other is called Pancharatrika Vidhi. Pancharatrika Vidhi is the method of temple worship, and Bhagavat Vidhi is the system of 9 processes which begin with hearing and chanting. The Krishna consciousness movement accepts both processes simultaneously, and thus enables one to make steady progress on the path of realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Pancharatrika procedure was first introduced by the great sage Narada, as referred to here by Vidura. Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttaparakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vikamscha. Hey Krishna Karana Sindhu Dino Bandhu Jagarpate Gopesha Gopisha Kanta Radha Kanta Namustite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Pancharatrika Vidhi, a special gift from Narada Muni. It's a very profound and foundational Shastra for us. As the Bhakti Ras Amrita Sindhu confirms, devotional service of the Lord that ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like Upanishads, Puranas, and Narada Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society. So this is a literature that needs to be taken into consideration when we are coming to conclusions on tattva, on the principles of our practice, our devotional service. Pancharatrika. What does that mean? Pancharatrika. Pancha means 5, ratrika means nights. Literally, it means lasting 5 nights. So it's explained that Lord Narayan revealed over a period of 5 nights this exclusive Shastra to Narada Muni. And it's a path to transcend ignorance and attain pure devotional service to the Lord. So Narada's mission all along has been to spread the practice of devotional service throughout the 3 worlds. So this was his concentrated form of giving us a method. The Pancharatrika is a devotional framework with codified texts called the Pancharatra Samhitas to guide us through the worship of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Temple worship has been introduced by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, our Param Gurudev, and it is very beautiful to look at and very attractive. It's something that we all need because we are so conditioned to be attracted to other things. So we need something equally strong to pull our attention off that. So the process of deity worship is foundational for us. Srila Prabhupada explains in a lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam 6.2.24 in Gorakhpur 1971. He says, if you do not arrange for this gorgeous system, people are not attractive. Therefore, we have to do sometimes to attract people this gorgeousness. Gorgeousness. Otherwise, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra without any offense is sufficient. However, our Guru Maharaj introduced both the processes. This archan is Pancharatrika Vidhi. According to Pancharatrika system, Narada Pancharatra, the worship of the deity is there. And next to it, the Bhagavat Marg, the path of Srimad Bhagavatam, is Shravanam Kirtanam. Out of the 9 processes recommended, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. So up to Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, that is Bhagavat Marg. So there are 9 processes that are part of our process of Bhakti Yoga that His Grace Sri Prahlad gave us in the 7th canto, 5th chapter of the Bhagavatam. And these 9 processes, they're actually divided up into the 2 margs, into the 2 vidhis. Pancharatrika has Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, and Atman Nivedam. And these are the Pancharatrika Vidhi section, and the Bhagavat Vidhi section is Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So both of them are integral to our sadhana. Srila Prabhupada explains both the vidhis, both the systems have been introduced. One will help the other. That is the way. Just like in the Srimad Bhagavatam in the beginning is simply Shravanam Param Satyam Dhimahi. Memorizing the supreme truth. And then the Pancharatrika Vidhi is recommended in the 2nd canto. So all of this is confirmed in the Bhagavatam as well as the Narada Pancharatrika. Both combined together is very much helpful. This is why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati introduced them both. And this Pancharatrika is a concession for Kali Yuga in terms of initiating serious practitioners into the path of bhakti. There is another path known as Vaidika Vidana, which means one is qualified to take initiation only if one is born into a Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya family. That is the required eligibility for taking initiation. But in Kali Yuga, we need special attention. So in Kali Yuga, everyone is a Shudra, as we were discussing the other day. the Shudras are not as conscious as the higher Varnas. So Narada Muni has given us this Pancharatra system, whereas someone can take initiation. It's called Viksha Vidane. It's authentic initiation into Brahminical status. So just see how Krishna is covering all the bases for us, even in this difficult age. Let's define this Pancharatrika system further. Srimad Bhagavatam 4:23-11 in the purport. In the Narada Pancharatra, devotional service to the Lord is likened unto a queen. When a queen gives an audience, many maidservants follow her. The maidservants of devotional service are material opulence, liberation, and mystic powers. The karmis, they're after material enjoyment. The jnanis are very anxious to become freed from material clutches, and the yogis are very fond of obtaining the 8 kinds of mystic perfection. From the Narada Pancharatra, we understand that if one attains the stage of pure devotional service, he also attains all the opulences derived from fruitive activities, empirical philosophical speculation, and mystic yoga practice. So these are the benefits that come. Now the question is how? How does this process work? The abhideya. What is the practice that we do? A beautiful verse from the Narada Pancharatra sums it up very nicely. Sarvapadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchate. Bhakti means engagement of the senses in service to the master of the senses. And when we do that, one becomes free from material contamination, the mind and senses are purified, and all temporary designations are dissolved. We no longer get caught on the designations of male, female, human, demigod, dog, Hindu, Christian. All of that falls away, and we have simply our relationship with Sri Radha Krishna as servant of the servant. How simple, how profound, and for many of us it's sometimes difficult to assimilate, but if we stay with it, like Dhruva Maharaj did, then all of these benefits can become ours. The 2 paths of Bhagavat Marg and Pancharatra Vidhi Marg, they work together to keep us focused. And it's interesting to note that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who put together, I'm sorry, I've got a cold, so I'm going to have to Just be patient with me. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati created many beautiful periodical publications. And on these publications, he created a logo. And the logo contained a 6-star figure in the middle, and then at the base, there were 2 balanced images. One was the articles of worship, like the bell and the lamp. And on the other side was the mridangam. That was the Bhagavat Marg. The Pancharatrika Marg is the focus on deity worship. The 2 of them need to be working together for all of us in our sadhana. It's that important. Okay. A little more from Srila Prabhupada, from the 4th canto, 27th chapter, 24th verse in the purport. All devotees are in the disciplic succession stemming from Narada Muni because they worship the deity according to Narada Muni's direction. Pancharatrika Vidi. Bhagavat Vidi includes preaching work, outreach. Those 2 ingredients is what Narada Muni is promoting. All right. Now today is the disappearance day of 2 wonderful acharyas in our line. And the names are Sri Udarana Datta Thakur and Sri Mahesh Pandit. It's their Tirobhav, or disappearance day. Let's start with Sri Mahesh Pandit. Sri Mahesh Pandit was the 7th among the Dvadasha Gopals. Dvadasha means 12. Gopalas. Those are the 12 intimate associates of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and formerly appeared in Raj Leela as the cowherd boy Mahabahu. It's so interesting to read the Gaur Ganudesh Dipika, which explains that so many of the entourage of Lord Chaitanya were previously present with Krishna when he appeared in Vraj. And so when Lord Chaitanya comes, Krishna coming again, so his associates also come. It's a very elegant arrangement. So he is the cowherd boy Mahabahu. Mahabahu means great strong arms. Endowed with extraordinary magnanimity and deep prem for Krishna, Sri Mahesh Pandit was renowned for dancing in ecstatic love to the sound of a kettle drum, appearing like a madman intoxicated with devotion, as described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This pastime is very dear to my heart because my Harinam Diksha Guru, His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami, attracted so many of us due to his dancing seva. And dancing is a very integral part of our devotional service line. It's listed among the 64 processes in the Nectar of Devotion. Mahesh Pandit was someone who practiced this vigorously. Greatly dear to Nityananda Prabhu, Mahesh Pandit accompanied him in preaching and participated in significant pastimes such as the Chira Dadi Mahotsav at Panihati. That's the Chip Rice Festival. He also had the fortune of associating with exalted Vaishnavas like Narottam Das Thakur, who received his darshan. Vrindavan Das Thakur glorifies him as a Parama Mahant, a supremely great soul. Originally residing near the banks of the Ganga, his Sri Pata was relocated several times due to flooding and is now situated at Palapad near Chakadaha. And in this special mandir, the deities of Gaur Nityananda, Gopinath, Madana Mohan, Radha Govinda, and a Shalagram Shila are worshipped. His disappearance is observed on Posha Triyodashi, that's today, and remembrance of his life inspires ecstatic devotion and mercy-filled service to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Also, today is the disappearance of Sri Udharan Datta Thakur. And our friend Pran Govinda in Alachua helped me to compile this reading today. So, Sri Udaradan Thakur was one of the Dvadasha Gopals, another of the 12 intimate associates. And he, in Gauraganodesh Dipika, was Subahu Saka in Vraj Leela. He appeared in Saptagram, a prominent mercantile center on the banks of the Saraswati River, in a wealthy family of gold merchants. Although surrounded by opulence and later serving as a prosperous state minister, his heart was fully surrendered to the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Nityananda frequently stayed in his home and lovingly accepted food prepared by him. Through Premanam Sankirtan, Nityananda Prabhu, assisted by Udharan Datta, he delivered the entire Suvarnavanik community of Saptagram. Imagine bringing an entire town into Krishna consciousness in one fell swoop. Such was the potency of Udaradan because he acted completely in collaboration with Nityananda. At the young age of 26, after the sudden departure of his wife, Uddaradatta renounced material attachment and dedicated his life to preaching the holy names. He personally installed and worshipped the deities of Sadbhuja Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Gadadhar Pandit. Though immensely wealthy, Uddaran Datta lived without sense gratification, offering everything in devotional service. Glorified by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami as an exalted Mahabhagavat, Thakur is known as a Parama Patita Pavana. That means a very great, very exceptional deliverer of the most fallen. Remembering Udaradan Datta's life awakens devotion and attracts the boundless mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Hari Om Tat Sat. So, are there any questions or comments About either the Bhagavatam or about the lives of these saints? No. Yes.
Sorry, thank you. So we're right now practicing as Narad Muni instructed us, both Pancharatrika Vidhi and Bhagavata Dharma, right? Can one attain perfection only by Bhagavatam Dharma if one is serious in the path, like Sarvanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam?
According to His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, it is not possible. Both are required. That's what I understand. Wherever you have the chanting of the holy name, even if you can't find a temple and you don't have deities in your home, you can do manasa puja in your mind of the deities. But the deity worship is given to us because we are so distracted in Kali Yuga. And as much as sound is the most prominent of the five senses, hearing and speaking and listening, yes, the holy chanting of the holy name is absolutely potent. There's no doubt about it. But we need the support of the worship of the deities to have that one-on-one relationship in person, up front, in front of our eyes. We require it. We're just we're worse off than we think we are. Oh yeah, I can do it. I'm independent. No, we need these kinds of supports. So thank you for that question. Yes.
Has a very unique and special relationship with Udarandat Thakur, and he's written extensively about that and the glories of Udarandat Thakur in general in a very nice purport in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Expansions of Lord Nityananda. That's number 41, and I think it would be a wonderful addition.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm needing support all the time, so thank goodness for Ramrai. All right. This is text 41 of the Adi Leela, the expansions of Lord Nityananda. Wow, he's actually considered an expansion. This was not mentioned. Thank you for that. Translation. Udaradatta Thakur, the 11th among the 12 cowherd boys, was an exalted devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda in all respects. Purport. Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, the Gaur Ganodesh Dipika 129 states that Udaradatta Thakur was formerly the cowherd boy of Vrindavan named Subahu. Okay, we have read this. We'll skip down here. Calcutta was developed under British rule by the influential mercantile community and especially by the Suvarnavanik community, who came down from Shaptagram to establish their businesses and homes all over Calcutta. So this is that mercantile community, that huge town that was converted. They were known as the Saptagrami mercantile community of Calcutta, and most of them belonged to the Mullock and Seal families. More than half of Calcutta belonged to this community, as did Srila Udara Thakur. Our paternal family, this is Prabhupada writing, our paternal family also came from this district and belonged to the same community. That's unique. The Mullocks of Calcutta are divided into two families, namely the Sil family and Day family. All the Mullocks of the Day family originally belonged to the same family and Gotra. We also formerly belonged to the branch of the Day family, whose members, intimately connected with the Muslim rulers, received the title Muluk. Can someone tell me the name? Is it Gaur Mohan Day of Srila Prabhupada? Yes, his father. So now we understand that this family comes from an amazing background. Beautiful. Should I continue reading? This is a pretty long purport. It has more info. Okay. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Kanda, chapter 5, it is said that Udarandatta was an extremely elevated and liberal Vaishnav. Excuse me. He was born with the right to worship. The right to worship. Nityananda Prabhu. Can you imagine being born with the right? It is also stated that Nityananda Prabhu, after staying for some time in Kadadaha, came to Shaptagram and stayed in the house of Udarandatta. The Suvarnavana community to which Udarandatta belonged was actually a Vaishnav community. Its members were bankers and gold merchants. Suvarna means gold. That explains it. Suvarna means gold, and Vanik means merchant. Long ago, there was a misunderstanding between Balal Sena and the Suvarna Manik community because of the great banker Gauri Sena. What happened was Balal Sena was taking loans from Gauri Sena and spending money extravagantly. And therefore, Gauri Sena stopped supplying money extravagantly. Balal Sena took revenge by instigating a social conspiracy to make the Suvarna Vaniks outcasts. And since then, they have been ostracized from the higher castes, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. But by the grace of Srila Nityananda Prabhu, the Suvarnavana community was again elevated. It is said in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Yateka Vanikula Udarana Hate Pavitra Faila Dvida Suvarna Vanik. Dvida Nahika Ihate. There is no doubt that all the community members of the Suvarnavanik society were again purified by Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Okay, now this next section talks about those deities. In the Saptagram, there is still a temple with the sixth arms, Sadbhuja deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that was personally worshipped by Srila Udarandatta Thakur. On the right side of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a deity of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and on the left side is Gadadhar Prabhu. There are also a Radha Govinda Murti and a Shalagram Shila, and below the throne is a picture of Sri Udarandatta Thakur. In the front of the temple, there is now a big hall, and in the front of the hall, there is a Madhavi Lata plant. The temple is in a very shady, cool, and nicely situated location. When we returned from America in 1967, the executive committee members of this temple invited us to visit. And thus, we had the opportunity to visit this temple with some American students. Formerly, in our childhood, we visited this temple with our parents because all the members of the Suvarna Manik community enthusiastically take interest in this temple of Udaradatta Thakur. Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur adds in his Anubhasya, in the Bengali year 1283, a Babaji of the name Nitai Das arranged for a donation of 12 bighas of land, which is about 4 acres. They arranged for this donation for the temple where Udaradatta Thakur worshipped. The management of the temple later deteriorated, but then in 1306, that means AD 1899, through the cooperation of the famous Balaram Mullik of Hooghly, who was a sub-judge, and many rich Suvarna Manik community members, the management of the temple improved greatly. Srila Prabhupada writes, not more than 50 years ago, one of the family members of Udaradatta Thakur, named Jagamohan Datta, established a wooden murti, or statue, of Udaradatta Thakur in the temple. But that murti is no longer there. So, at present, there is a picture of Udaradatta Thakur that is worshipped. It is understood, however, that the wooden murti of Udaradatta Thakur was taken away by Sri Madan Mohan Datta and is now being worshipped with a shalagram shila by Srinath Datta. Udaradatta Thakur was the manager of the estate of a big zamindar of Nai Hati, about 1.5 miles north of Katwa. The relics of this royal family are still visible in the Dainhata station. Since Udaradatta Thakur was the manager of the estate, it is also known as Udarapura. Udaran Datta Thakur installed Nitai Gaur deities that were later brought to the house of the zamindar, which was known as Vanayoyari Bada. Sri Udaradatta Thakur remained a householder throughout his life. His father's name was Srikar Datta, his mother's name was Bhadravati, and his son's name was Srinivas Datta. Sri Udaradatta Thakur ki. And Sri Mahesh Pandit Prabhu ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Tagore Premanande. Thank you all.